Hey guys, welcome back. Hope everybody's having a good day out there today. Thanks for taking a little time to watch the video. And early in the morning down here in Florida, getting ready to head back to Missouri. Got done with the tournament yesterday and not looking forward to getting back in 9-degree weather, but we're heading that way anyway. I want to have a little quick video here this morning, have a little fun. I want to talk about if I got, whether or not if I have psychic abilities and why it's important for you to have really bad days on the water. And explain to you why that was. But anyway, if you guys watched the video I did before the tournament, I was talking about the first day of the tournament. I said there'd probably, first day of the tournament, somebody'd probably have 28 or 29 pounds, and there'd be a ton of people that had 0 or maybe 1 fish, and that I predicted that I would either finish like in the top 15 in the tournament or like 150th. As it turned out, I finished 150th in the tournament, 151st. The first place, the first day of the tournament, the tournament leader had 28 pounds, 13 ounces, and there was over 50 guys the first day that had 0, 1, or 2, and I think there was like 70 guys that had less than 2. So, I was just joking about that. I don't think I got psychic abilities. I just got after fishing tournaments for so long, I got a pretty good gauge on what it's going to take to do well based upon reading the water. But anyway, today's video, guys, I want to talk to you guys about why it's really important for you to have bad days on the water, like I did at this tournament at Tohai. I absolutely sucked here. And the thing about that is you can't ever let a bad day on the water or a bad day in the tournament go. You can't take away what that has to offer to you as far as an angler. Because I'm telling you guys right now, you're going to learn a lot more you're going to learn a lot more on the bad days on the water than you do on the good days of the water if you use that as a learning experience. One of the biggest mistakes people can make, excuse me, is not taking advantage of those bad days on the water as a learning experience. I'll use an example. I had one of my best friends back in Joplin, Missouri, David Bailey. One of my best friends. We've been buddies forever. And anyway, David is one of the most naturally talented anglers in the world. I mean, he's one of those guys that we snuck into hundreds of farm ponds when we were kids, and he just could always find the fish so quick. But when he started fishing tournaments, we both started about the same time. He would get so frustrated that when he had a bad tournament, that he would just get in his truck and go home and just want to get as far away from the tournament as he can. And he never took advantage of a bad tournament to learn. It really frustrated him by that. And I think it does for all of us. All of us get frustrated after we have a bad day on the water and a bad tournament. But what you have to do is, in order to make the most of that, you have got to analyze and study what you would have done different. And this comes from really paying attention to how the other anglers did well in the tournament. Most of the time, if you look at it, you're not that far off. It's just like this tournament here. It's like looking back for me, even though I finished so poorly in the tournament, I was in the right area. I was doing the right thing. I just didn't really land on the right place with the right technique specifically. And that's usually how it happens with that. Usually there's one small bit of information that you don't figure out what is going on. And for me, I talked about it a little bit yesterday. I think I was in the right area, but I just wasn't using the right technique. I was trying to catch them on moving baits, and the guys that did well just slowed down with the worm, that's what the fish wanted. Their mood and their personality, based upon all the conditions we had, the weather conditions, wanted those fish, wanted that bait slow. So what I try to take away from a bad tournament like this is I try to examine every external, the weather condition, the cloud conditions, the wind, the water clarity, the water level, the type of cover that's in the lake. And after I find out how the guys did well in the tournament, if I didn't, I try to piece that puzzle together and say, hey, yeah, this is what the bass do. So I learned an important lesson, by having a bad tournament here. I learned that after Florida, if you have a bad cold front that comes through that really, really drops the water temperature, you got frost on the ground here, which you normally don't have, it puts those fish in a little bit of a shock, and they don't want to chase. They'll chase a little bit, but the bigger fish don't want to chase. They want to hug that bottom under those conditions. I learned that, and I'll be able to take that with me moving forward to benefit from that. And you can also learn stuff from good days on the water, but like I said, the bad days on the water are the times that are really give you the best learning experience. So it's a natural inclination, guys, for all of us to just want to pack up and get home and just say they didn't bite today and it sucks out there. That's the easy way out. One thing I can tell you is after you have a bad day on the water, just tell yourself the fish are always biting. They are, guys. The fish never stop biting. It's just a matter of you experimenting, figuring out, trying something different to figure out what that is. And another piece of advice I'll give you guys is one of the things that you can learn from a bad day on the water is how long to go before changing either your technique or your area. And normally that's the thing that either makes you have a good day on the water or keeps you having from a good day on the water, is your technique in your area. So the rule of thumb that I didn't go by in this tournament is if I'll try a technique or an area for like anywhere between 30 minutes to an hour in a tournament before I make a decision to either stay there or change. And in this tournament, I stayed with the moving baits way too long. I tried to force feed them a moving bait and they did not want it. And I should have known when I only had 2 fish in the boat at noon and I was in good water, what I thought was good water, and not catching them. I should have pulled the plug and done something else both days of the tournament. And that just came from me, making a bad decision. And it could have been a good decision if I'd have caught the fish, but I used all my years of experience to say, okay, I need to commit to this. Maybe there's a bite window here. I'm doing the right thing to catch big fish. And in this tournament, I was wrong. But I'm going to go away from this tournament as a learning experience, try to benefit from it, try to share with you guys, what I learned from it, even though it was a bad tournament. And maybe we all can come out of it and reduce the number of those bad days. But like I said, guys, don't sweat bad days. They're really important, not only as learning experience, but they're also important to make you appreciate the good days. If you don't have bad days on the water, you're not going to appreciate how special those good days are, because the good days on the water, I can tell you right now, the really good days on the water are few and far between for everybody out there. I don't care who you are. I don't care what your skill level is. When those fish are on and you're on them and you're catching them, you just savor it, because it doesn't happen all the time. So anyway, guys, we're going to get packed up and head back to Missouri, and we'll talk to y'all later. See you.